Today we're going to go on a tour of this luxury parade home in the Triangle, and I'm going to show you what you really need to be looking for as you tour a home. Don't get wowed by all the luxury features and/or the beautiful staging. Make sure you're actually taking a look at every single detail throughout the home to making sure that the craftsmanship is good, the quality is good, everything's finished how you would want it finished if you're buying a house at this price point. Taking a look at this home, it has beautiful just exterior elevation, curb appeal. It's very striking and contrasting. There's the painted brick with the matching, a little bit darker of a tone, hardy plank. You have a slate front porch. You have a beautiful dimensional shingle, larger oversized black gutters, which you definitely want to see on a home this size because there's a lot more water coming off all the roof line. You also are going to see that the gutters are actually trenched underground and draining away from the house. One thing that is a huge issue here in North Carolina is we're building homes on clay and sand, which are not usually great for water and moisture issues under a house. This is built on a crawl space, which means that we need to make sure that the crawl space is either sealed with a dehumidifier or there's just enough space underneath there where vents are able to be in place to make sure that the crawl space can breathe. I would venture to say that 80 to 90% of homes here in our area actually have fungi growth, mold, and moisture issues under the crawl space. So that's one thing we always take a look at is first and foremost, does it have adequate gutters? Secondly, is it draining? Are the gutters draining away from the house? Are they trenched underground? And I usually like to see them out 10 to 12 feet, or at least with a splash block with the water directing away from the house. Is the grade around the house sloping away or towards? That's common sense. If it's sloping towards the house, anytime water runoff comes, especially when you have a decent amount of impervious surface like this large driveway, all of this impervious surface out here and a large front porch, you'll want to make sure everything is draining away from the house. Even the front porch, if you really look at it, you'll see it's caulked around the outside and that it's actually draining this way. In the event you have crazy sideways rain, the water then drains off the front porch. This concrete I can see is also in good shape. It's brand new, but it's also graded and slipping away from the house too. You've got to keep water and moisture out of that crawl space or you will have a nightmare. A, not only is our soil just conducive to holding on to it, but B, we also live in a very hot, humid climate, 3/4 of the year, which just makes a crazy mess in your crawl space. Other things I like to look at on the outside are everything properly painted, is everything properly sealed. Anytime you have two materials come together, whether it's brick and hardy plank, whether it's a window, every little area needs to be caulked because every area that's not caulked, where you have two surfaces coming together, it actually allows for water intrusion to happen, and then water intrusion can happen and it can get into your walls, it can get into your windows. So you want to make sure that who's ever done all of the beautiful painting on the exterior of the house, that everything is caulked and sealed properly. Gutters always need to be adequate size. This roof is a dimensional shingle, which is usually anywhere from a 25 to a 35-year roof. A lot of the new construction you'll see now is also adding a little bit of metal or copper roof into. A metal or copper roof is usually more of a 50 to a lifetime shingle as well. So you always want to make sure, especially at the higher price points, that they're using quality materials, but also that it's finished well to make sure that the water cannot get inside. Now we're walking into the house and we're going to take a look at everything on the inside. It's so easy. I'm guilty of it myself. We walk inside, we look at all the beautiful, just custom, unique design, the backsplashes. There's real hardwoods in here, which is you rarely see real hardwoods anymore. I look at the light fixtures and then I tell myself, slow down. Look at the quality of construction. Today we're going to take a look at all of the rooms that are in every single house. One of the most important rooms is the kitchen. There's also a lot going on in the kitchen. So whenever we're showing a house, whether it's new or existing, one of the first things I start doing is checking out the drawers and the doors. You can see that this is a great quality cabinet. It's a dovetailed drawer, solid wood with a front on the front of it. But I check just to make sure that they're in good working order. These are all soft close, which is a feature I'm going to point out. If these these were not soft close at this price point, it would be a little bit of a red flag for me. But any house, I would say over 500,000 should have a soft close drawer. It's just what should be expected at this price point. The other thing I'm going to look at is just the finish and the quality and the type of countertops. These are quartz countertops. So I usually speak on how you live with quartz. If these were marble and I knew they had kids, I would tell them right away. I have marble in my house and we did it before we had kids. But like marble is so porous, it's a natural stone. Anything you set on it, whether hot, cold, warm, red wine, it holds on to it. Quartz actually has an antimicrobial feature where it doesn't hold on to germs. It's easy to clean. It's not porous. You can actually set hot stuff on this. I just want to educate the buyers that are looking at this house on how it's going to work and live for them dependent upon their family. The other thing I'm going to look at is water pressure. Especially if we're not inside the city limits. Water pressure can be an issue if you're on a well. Water pressure and water quality. So I not only check water pressure here, I also will sometimes fill up a bathtub and see in a white bathtub, you're going to see, are there sediment? Is it discolored? We look in the toilets too for that exact same reason. You need to know if you have iron and sediment in your water. And then one of the last things I do is, this is a gas range. I'm not going to do it in this house, but I check to make sure all the burners are working. It's brand new again. If it's new construction, the builder's going to take care of it. I point out things like this hood. Is it just vented to the outside or is it circulating on the inside? This oftentimes can be a make or break for a lot of buyers, especially if they cook and they heavily work in their kitchen. They always want to make sure that this is vented to the outside versus just circulating all of the scents and the fumes and whatnot. Gas does need to be ventilated. So again, if we're cooking with gas and there's not a hood, that's a red flag that it was probably installed not to code. But again, here, this is done well and done to code. Also, I'm going to point out this. Not everybody knows what this is. This is actually a pot filler, which is great if you're Italian and you love to cook pasta, but this keeps you from having to take that heavy pot from over here. You actually just put your pot here and fill it up. So that's a feature that not every single house has, but it's a great feature to have. I'll also point out things like dishwashers. A lot of people have not ever seen an under cabinet mounted drawer microwave. I love this because it's great for kids and you're also not pulling hot stuff down. It's just easier to just pick it up versus pulling it down, which I think is a safety feature for that. I also, in higher end houses, point out the brands of appliances. This one has Genair, which we should expect higher end commercial like appliances. And you can tell, the one way you can usually tell is there's going to be larger handles. Even KitchenAid has a commercial grade line. You're going to notice that all these handles are like commercial grade appliances and they're a little bit thicker in diameter than just standard appliances. I point out things like this double door refrigerator. You know, sometimes you open up these refrigerators and it's like a huge wow. And then this actually has an amazing butler pantry. So you actually have double ovens in this house, double microwaves, and double dishwashers, which is so great, and an extra little sink. I'm not for sure if you realize this or not, but this is actually hidden, which is somewhat of a new feature. Okay, Downey, you gotta let me out now. There's no handle on this side, which is wild. But the new hidden pantries are like a trend right now in a lot of these luxury homes. We almost always see this fun hidden little door and this beautiful butler pantry behind. Now moving on to the primary living space, we're going to look at a few things like the fireplace, how it functions. But the main thing I usually talk to people about is, how do you live? Do you need an open floor plan? Do you need something where things are a little separated? Do you love where the living room is situated compared to the dining room? Do you need a formal dining room? So we really dive deep into make sure that the house is a good and perfect fit for you and how you actually live. So this living room is open to the kitchen. It has these beautiful wood beams, which is one of the first things I noticed when I walked in here. Contrasting, very warm hardwood floors. This one has beautiful built-ins. Not everybody loves built-ins, but to me, I feel like even if you don't use them, they give you a nice backdrop just to put decor and just to like tie in the whole space together. This has a beautiful, this is kind of the new trend, these new fireplaces that are more sleek and modern with tile up the front, and then this black simple little mantle. It's just a more modern edge to a very traditional feel. This living room in particular has a ceiling fan versus a light fixture, but you are able to get lights and lamps. There's a plug underneath the main sofa area, which is huge if you're a reader, but you do still have recessed cans. And then this beautiful living room actually opens up to this amazing screened-in porch. So if you're thinking about entertaining in this home, this is an amazing feature. You'll see that this door opens up to probably, I would say, 6 or 7 feet wide. And you can really have this like outdoor in feel. When we step out here, you'll notice the stamped concrete. There's another double-sided gas fireplace and another dining area on the other side too. So this house would be great for entertaining, especially those that love to bring the outside in without bringing the bugs in, because you have this nice screened-in porch and you have a beautiful backyard here too. So this house I could see would be great for a large family that loves to entertain or that loves to invite their friends and family over. Now we're going to look at the owner's suite, which is usually one of the second most important rooms that buyers are looking at. This one is beautiful. It's open, has large ceilings. I would say these are probably 14 to 15 foot ceilings with these beautiful accented beams, a lovely chandelier, which I'm a sucker for chandeliers in bedrooms. And then you also have this huge wall of windows and a sliding door that allows you to escape to your outdoor patio too, that loops back around to the living room, but you have a beautiful privacy buffer to wake up to every single morning with lots of natural light. Not only is the bedroom important, but so is the bathroom and hopefully the walk-in closet. So let's go check this one out. So when we're checking out the owner's suite, the things we're going to look at are, what are the floor finishes like? What is the layout like? Is it adequate countertop space? Again, we take a look at the quality of the drawers. These are also soft close, just like the kitchen. Is there enough storage for all of your stuff? This is usually when the debates between the spouses come alive. Do you have enough room? Do I have enough room? Are we sharing? Do we have separate ones? We also usually look to see, is there a linen closet? This is not usually something that people are focused on when they're looking at a house, but it's something I always try to point out, because not having a linen closet will be a thorn in your side once you move into a house. This home has a beautiful walk-in shower with double shower heads, a center floor drain, which is linear, which is a new style drain, and a bathtub all in the same space. I would love to know, do you love a bathtub inside your shower space or not? It's becoming a trend. We're seeing it more and more and more. Other things people do love to see is, do I, the husbands, actually fit under the shower head? As you can see here, I'm only 5'5". I do have heels on, but this shower head is not that tall, so it's usually, I tell the husband, like, get in the shower head, take a look at it, see, are you going to fit in it or not? My husband, it's going to be definitely a tight little fit. We also look to see, we have the little handheld that allows you to, especially like bathe kids, or if you're shaving, we're dripping a little water. And then I also prefer to have body jets. There's no body jets in here, but some houses at this price point would have body jets. And then where are the handles? So when you walk into this shower, you actually have to turn the hot and cold water on right here. There's no diverters or valves over here. So it's right when you walk in on this wall, you turn everything on. And then the bathtubs, the things I look at in a bathtub, is it jetted? Is it air jetted? What's the brand of the bathtub? We look at, does it have what we call a bathtub filler? This one just has normal plumbing. The bathtub fillers actually have their own little standalone. They're very beautiful to look at, but very expensive. Most bathtub fillers are $4,000 to $5,000 just for the plumbing fixture, FYI. And then where's the commode located? This one has its own private little entrance. A house I was just showing yesterday, this was about half the width. And my buyers looked at me and said, we can't even fit into that bathroom, but they're looking at renovating it anyways. But those are all things that you want to look at to make sure that this house is actually going to work for your buyers, and it's not something that they're going to regret and or have buyer's remorse after they've moved in. We're going to move on in to the owner's suite closet. This one wows me, because it has this dark, moody color, which I love, but it's so functional. You can have these high rods that are now pulled down and accessible for us short people. So it's very functional. They've utilized this space well. You have places for shoes. You have places to hang stuff high and low. You have an amazing full-length mirror, which is a must. You have areas just to like maybe fold some stuff. And then the other thing that I love is this owner's suite closet actually connects directly to the laundry room, which makes it super, super convenient to put away clothes and to just be right here and go from taking your clothes off, getting dressed, to just putting them right here in your laundry room. So a laundry room slash mudroom, I would say, is usually number 3 on most people's list for what they're looking for. This one has access from the owner's suite and then access from the main hallway coming into the house with frosted doors that close in case your laundry room is looking like a hot mess, which is something you need to think about. You walk in here, you have a whole wall of cabinets, an under mount sink with this beautiful quartz countertops, which is great just for extra storage, whether you're buying extra toilet paper, extra soaps. It's just great to have like backstock storage of things. And then you still have this amazing drop zone over here where you can sit down, take off your shoes, throw your handbags, throw the kids' backpacks, throw your jackets, and even keep like some decorative storage up here. At my house, I keep things like mittens, toboggans, seasonal sunglasses, goggles. It just allows you to actually have access and organization to the things that you and your kids need most often, but still gives you the privacy of allowing this space to be messy if it needs to be messy. But again, it's right here on the first floor, which is just such a great feature right off the owner's suite. And this is usually a must for most modern day families. One of the biggest things that usually makes or breaks, especially the husband's decision to buy the house, is the garage space. And we're seeing if you only have a 2-car garage, most people are not even parking in it anymore. They're using it for secondary living space if they need it. They're using it for home gyms, or they're using it for storage. Now this beautiful house actually has two-car garages attached. So I could definitely see this being the main one. You may have an extra refrigerator in, you can pull your cars in, the kids' bikes are in it. And this side over here, which is another huge 2-car garage, could actually be used for a home gym, which we would love that. But we could outfit this for a home gym. You have high ceilings, so you could still have storage out here, but you could use it for like a ping pong table, maybe a pool table, if you canoe, or maybe you have a boat or a 3rd car because you have kids. It's just, you can never have enough garage space to just truly live and maximize every single square inch of your house. Garage spaces definitely are make or break decisions for a lot of buyers nowadays, especially since COVID, when many people are actually doing home gyms. A garage is a great place. You have a huge door to bring gym equipment in. You're on a solid surface, so you can put as much weight in here as possible. And instead of going to the gym, you can actually buy your time back and get a good workout in right here at home. Now, one of the last things a lot of buyers look for is a space that truly wows them in the house. This room is what wows me. It's huge. It's a media room with this beautiful wall of just trim work, built-ins, but then you also have this little wet bar over here, which is great for how you live in a house. You could put in a little mini fridge, you could put a little microwave up here, and I could definitely see like movie night or game day. You can just come out here, hang out, have your snacks in your little back bar right here, have a little microwave for popcorn, and then just have all your drinks and refreshments and beverages down here too. A beautiful room like this is what you should expect in a luxury house. So there are 2 types of people in the world: those who love bright, open, airy, natural lit spaces, and those who don't. This house features beautiful cathedral ceilings, a huge whole wall of windows, but not only windows on this wall, on both sides too. When you can bring natural light in from 3 sides, it actually makes the space seem and appear so much larger, and you also bring the outside in. This house has a beautiful private backyard, beautiful wooded backdrop, and it just really hugs and warms and welcomes you and embraces you and brings you so much energy. Like, I can imagine coming out of my bedroom in the morning, walking into this space. You have a warm, cozy living room that you could go over and drink a cup of coffee, or out on this screened-in porch. But this light out here hits you, and it just wakes you up and welcomes you into your day.